Good morning. Thanks for tuning in to Soul Shine. I'm your host, Serenity Jenny. This is episode 33. So, for the 33rd episode of Soul Shine, I wanted to do something special. I thought maybe I wanted to talk about Ascended Masters and angels and which angel I would choose. And I thought about something else. It came into my awareness. I'm pretty sure that it's from God and Spirit. I use those words interchangeably. If you haven't listened to any other podcast, thanks for tuning in. You can always call into the show, 724-953-9733. Leave a text mail, a voice message. A text mail, how about that? A text message or a voicemail. Maybe we're going to have text mail. I use talk to text all the time. It just says the wrong things. Right, Crystal? Crystal always gets my texts that don't say the right things. So I thought about this and I thought I want to talk a little bit about being unapologetically authentic. I want to talk a little bit about the synergy of me, because the reason that I want to do that is because one who is listening is going to hear this and find the inspiration that they need to move forward with their soul's path and purpose. That's the goal. So, I thought about when I wanted to write the book, which I did last year in April. I wrote it in 4 days. I went up to Clarion, up to where we had a family campground, or family cabin, actually. It wasn't a campground. It was near Marionville. And I wrote beside the Clarion River, and I wrote for 4 days, and I poured my heart out, and I poured out all of my life, and I just sat there and I wrote and I wrote and I wrote and I wrote. And as I wrote, I cried and I laughed, and I was in shock as the chapters flew by and filled up, and here we are a year later, and the book is about to be birthed this month, May 2018, Mother's Day. I'm hoping that's the day that I get to present it to the world, on Mother's Day, because my mother was so important in my journey. Mother Mary is so important in my journey, and Mary Magdalene is so important in my journey. And I'm totally infatuated with the number 153, and that's the Jesus number with the fish, but that actually means Mary Magdalene's name. Pretty sure she's one of my major healing guides, spirit guides, however you want to say that. But I wanted to talk a little bit about how I got here. How I got here recording a podcast from southwestern Pennsylvania and all the people that have been part of that process. Truly, I am so blessed and so grateful and beyond even words at times. I get a little emotional. I feel that so many things happened to get me to where I am today. Not all of them were good. Actually, a lot of them were heinous by anybody's imagination or how they would categorize them. But I'm thankful for all of those experiences. I'm thankful for the contrast that I've been given, because every time I found myself in a very dark area, I realized what I didn't want. And when I realized what I didn't want, it forced me to focus on what I really, really wanted. So maybe this is about manifestation too. This is about focus and intent and manifestation. So I'm not going to name names. I tried to be very respectful when I wrote the book. The book, Unapologetically Authentic, will be out in May of 2018. It will be out in 2018. I have released the book from my heart, from my soul. I've made peace with everything that I have written. And it's birthing itself. The center birthed itself. I'm like the spiritual midwife. I'm allowing this creativity to flow through me to introduce it to the world. So I sometimes, at the end of the day, am in awe of my job. Some days it's hard. Sometimes there's a lot of healing that goes on, and it's deep healing. But I really consider myself blessed because I'm able to do this work on such a deep level. And what a gift from God. I say that all the time. It's my favorite hashtag. Thanks God for a great gig. And I truly mean that. I really am appreciative to all of you, because without you, I couldn't do my job. And without you asking me, I wouldn't have somebody to listen if I offered. And I just, sometimes it all has to take a second to sink in, and it does. And this synergistic process of everything that has happened in my life, when it was happening, I thought it was terrible. I really did. But, even looking back when my parents passed, and both my parents have passed, my dad when I was 13 and my mom when I was 30, pretty sure my mom traded her space here, her soul space on this earth for my son. And for that, I am eternally grateful. I know some things come with a cost. And I have paid the cost, and I have reaped the reward. And for that, I truly am humble. But let's talk about synergy. Let's talk about how you awaken the greatness within your being. I didn't know exactly what I was going to do when I was younger. I often would tell my mom, I want to help the world. I want to do this. I want to do that. So, she had so many different causes that she was involved in, so many different charitable organizations. She was always doing service work. We were always going to church. We were feeding people that didn't have food. There was lots of times you could ask my siblings that my mom or dad would bring somebody home and we were feeding them because we could. We did what we could, where we were at, with what we had. That's how I was raised. And now I'm doing that, and I'm teaching my child that, but I'm teaching that he matters. His soul and his thoughts and his feelings, he matters. He doesn't have to go on the back burner. He could be on the front burner in life. He can follow the desire, what excites his soul, and still accomplish his mission. So that that's what we're doing. That's what we're, waking up within our being, our greatness. And I wasn't always like this, but it took the times in my life where I was doing some dumb shit. I was really doing dumb shit. I quit high school 5 months before graduation because I freaking knew everything. I did not know everything. Oh my God, if we had Google, then my mother would have called me Google. I call Adam Google now. I tell him we're getting the internet disconnected all the time because he knows everything, right? And it's funny because I see the things that I have done and I see him doing it. But, Louise Hay said that every thought we think is creating our future. I'm going to tell you, I watched my kid manifest his experience right now on his 12th birthday. I watched him manifest it. I've watched him manifest a few things lately. And I'm in awe. And, if you change your thoughts, you change your world. I don't know if that was Louise that said that or Norman Vincent Peale. I can't remember. But even Willie Nelson said, once you replace negative thoughts with positive ones, you'll start having positive results. Because overthinking is the biggest cause of unhappiness. If I thought about all the shit that I was in all of my life, I would suffocate in it. I would suffocate in this bag of shit that I had been dragging around. And trust me, I drug it around for a while. I did, but it got too heavy and it was too stinky and I really got tired of dipping into my past, rubbing it all over myself and saying, man, life stinks. I have no intestine. They took out all of my intestine almost, and for no good reason, because when the pathologist came back and said it was Crohn's, guess what? It doesn't matter whether they did a colectomy or not. It doesn't matter because it doesn't help anything because that affects the whole digestive tract. That is enough to kill anybody. I didn't have a colostomy at that time. I had a temporary setup where I would have to go back and have it surgically reversed, but I didn't lay down in that for very long because I thought to myself, if I let this suck me down into this hole of deep despair, I'm not coming out. And I don't lose. And here's why I don't lose. There's a spark of God within me. And I don't know what day I exactly found that out, but I knew it was there even as a child. One time I fell. I couldn't see when I was little, and I fell. I was selling tickets for the Heritage Festival. I think I was 9 or 10. I was in 3rd grade. I'm thinking it was maybe 83, 85, something like that. So I'm running, and I thought my mother was going to leave me. She would never do that, but she was moving her vehicle down around the corner, and I thought she was leaving me, and I ran so hard and so fast, I flipped myself over and hit the pavement, smack on my knee, got up, ran to the truck because I said, are you leaving me? Don't leave me. Don't leave me. And she said, no, I'm not leaving you. You're okay. Well, I had a parade to go to because I was a majorette. I was in a marching unit. And I had grilled cheese sandwiches. I'll never forget it. That was the meal that she made me that night. And I didn't feel really good, and I couldn't figure out why. And I went on the bus, and Janet Berg, God bless her, Christy Berg was my teacher at the time. And they were on the bus with me. My mom couldn't make it. She had something to do for our family business. And my legs started to hurt, and I couldn't figure out why. I looked down, and my right knee was big as a football, and my kneecap was displaced to the right. And the first thing I thought of is, man, I'm in trouble, right? My mom's going to kick my ass, and she wasn't even there, and I didn't know what to do. So they had to stop. They got off the bus. They had to find the ambulance that was already in line at the parade, get them to get out of the parade and take me to the hospital and have my knee drained because I had a hematoma. I fought through shit like nobody's business. I mean, these are just tiny little things that I had gone through. They're not the big things that were breath ceasing. They were little things. But I'll tell you something really funny, that I look back on all these experiences, and each and every one of them, the good times, the bad times, the freaking scary times, they all made me appreciate my now. I wouldn't be the person I am. I wouldn't have had the experiences I had. I wouldn't see the world the way I do. And there's a lot of people who think I see the world through rose-colored glasses. But here's what I'm going to tell you about that. If you realize just how powerful your thoughts are, you'd never think another thought again. I guarantee you that. Your thoughts are things. And when you begin to believe in the power of those thoughts, then they take on a new quality. Because those thoughts have energy, right? That energy comes from your feeling ability, your emotions, because we're a product of our thoughts, right? I don't even know. Maybe it was Peter Pan. Just think happy thoughts and you'll fly, right? Or I'm sure we've all seen this on Facebook. One small positive thought in the morning can change your whole day. And I have to credit my brother Glenn for this, because he used to say positive thoughts, positive results. Positive thoughts, positive results. It's all about choices, Jenny. It's all about choices. It's all about choices. And of course, Mike Dooley is famous for this. Thoughts become things. Because your thoughts shape your vision. You choose what you see is what you choose to see. And your mind is just a powerful thing. You fill it with positive thoughts, your life will start to change. You nurture your mind with great thoughts, and you'll never go any higher than you think. I think Benjamin Disraeli said that, if I'm not mistaken. But positive thoughts generate positive feelings and attract positive life experiences. This is a law of attraction. So when I'm sitting in my shit, and we all do it, let's just be real about this. We drag a bag of shit around behind us. It stinks. It's old. It's heavy. The bag's ripping. We're leaking shit everywhere. And we get in it. We rub it all over ourselves. We talk about the past. We sit in the past. We splash around in the past. We rub it all over ourselves, and then we reach out to somebody else. We want to share our shit with somebody else. And they're like, are you freaking crazy? I don't want to smell like shit. I don't want to sit in that. No one likes to sit in shit. So, seriously. When I learned this, I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I dragging around? I don't want to be that person anymore. I don't like the way this smells. I don't like the way this feels. Newsflash, shit is a frequency, and it's a low one. And I don't like the way it feels. So the quicker I learned that, the quicker I realized that there was this thing happening. And that the higher my vibration got, and the more positive my thoughts became, which most people thought was bullshit. And here we are, how many years later? Guess you don't think it's bullshit now, do you? Huh. That's kind of fun saying that. I'm not going to lie. I love people that doubt me. I love people that hate on me. I love people that doubt me. They help me. They fuel me. They send me energy. Energy can't be destroyed. And they add to my beingness. They add to my fuel. They add to my motivation. My gosh, I didn't even think I'd be sitting here. Maybe I did. Maybe in 2012, I did say I wanted a wellness center in 5 years. And guess what happened? In 2017, we had a wellness center, and it was 5 years. So now I'm going to say I'm a billionaire.